Hi.
We're with Caroline, Caroline Ramsey. She is a personal injury attorney in Nashville, and she's agreed to answer an online question. This was specifically related to what happens after you file a lawsuit. So this question was from Deandra. Deandra asks, my husband was recently hit by an 18-wheeler, and we are considering filing a lawsuit against the trucking company. What happens if we decide to file a lawsuit? The second portion of that question, or what steps are there in this process?
Sure. So first off, I'm so sorry that your husband is even having to deal with this and think about filing a lawsuit. But if it's a route that you guys want to go, obviously first thing is to just go chat with an attorney. So what we would tell you is first off, we would try to negotiate on your behalf with whoever's at fault and get you compensation without even having to file a lawsuit. We understand that, being in the courtroom is our life, but it's certainly probably not the life that you want. And so we would do our best to try to get your case settled without having to file suit. Sometimes that's possible, sometimes it's not. So if it's not possible, then, obviously we would file a complaint on your behalf. That's just the formal document that is actually filing suit for you. And then we kind of go into the process. So first thing you could expect is a phase of a lawsuit that's called discovery. So that's just when the parties are exchanging information back and forth. So the at-fault person will be able to ask you guys questions. We'll be able to ask them questions. We'll be able to ask for certain documents, certain pieces of evidence, and all of that will be exchanged. During that process, it is possible that either you or your husband or both are likely to be asked to give what's called a deposition. It's just a fancy word for essentially an opportunity for the other lawyer to be able to sit down and ask you questions face to face. So it's just literally sit around a conference room table. There will be a court reporter that takes down everything that's said. And it's just an opportunity for him to get to ask you and very likely your husband, since he was the one involved, questions surrounding the suit. Once we get through the discovery phase, like I said, that's just the swapping of information back and forth. Then you actually, see if we can get the case resolved. And really, you can do that throughout the entire process. There's not a certain time during the case that you can settle a case or that you can't. But if at that point, if we can't get it resolved, then it is possible to go to trial. The majority of cases do not go to trial, so I don't think that that's something that should scare you off right now. But it's definitely something that we're prepared to do on your behalf if the at-fault driver will not offer any sort of reasonable settlement for your husband. So that's just kind of the short version of the process. Obviously, there's a lot of things in between that we hope to be able to deal with and make things much easier for you guys. But if you have any other questions, obviously, definitely feel free to reach out.
Excellent. And you can also post your comments in the ask your questions in the comments section below, and Caroline's agreed to answer those for you online. Thanks for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you.